Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at the OP100 OBD2 constant power cable for dash cams from Viofo. This little device gives you a clean and reliable way to power your dash cam without running wires to fuse box or cigarette socket. It's designed for 12 volt and 24 volt vehicles, so it works in both cars and trucks. And it includes a low voltage protection to stop your battery from draining.
Okay.
On the box you'll see constant power supply, low voltage protection and compatibility with 12 and 24 volt vehicles.
On a 10-page manual.
First up we get a user manual, version
25.06.23,
25.6.23, probably a date code. Next the OP100 unit itself.
And the unit itself comes in this bag without the glue on it. Which is nice. So here's the ODB connector. Pins 4 and 5 and pin 16 are the ones that are being used. I can't tell if that should be able to see Viofo there somewhere. There it is. On the back you have a couple of options for how long the power should remain on. 3 hours, 24 hours, infinite hours. Now on the other end of the unit, on the other end of the cable, USB-A, USB-C written on it. Viofo ODB power cable, model number OP100, 12 and 24 volts, 5 volts, 3 amps on both USB-C and USB-A. And on the other side of this, an on-off switch. Listen to the click sound. It's got a nice definite switch sound. Also, it's got a little bit of protection there. So if I could show it to you. See the little ridge there? That little ridge prevents it from being easily knocked. You can't actually get to the switch. It just won't slide. You have to actually deliberately put your finger in there to switch it on and off, which is awesome. And the same here. It's not so much that the switch on the back of the ODB connector also has the rails, the guide rails, to protect it from being bumped, because it is going to be underneath your feet in some cases. That's good idea, that. Now, working with the kit I got, it came with the charging cable, 3.5 meter charging cable, USB-A the mini, Viofo dash cam the OP100 version 3, which this is. So you'll be able to just plug straight into the Viofo OP100 version 3. Straight off, and then of course it's the ODB2 connector. You can plug this straight into USB-A. There's your dash cam wired up. Plug that into your car, plug that into your ODB2 and run this lead to your dash cam in the windscreen, and there you have it. You've got parking mode, indirectly parking mode, because it'll keep running, giving it power, but this dash cam will detect if the car isn't moving and will automatically go into parking mode based on the GPS information. So it's wonderful. And also there's another cable, should mention, 1/2 meter charging cable, but this time it's USB-A to USB-C. So USB-A, USB-C, it's telling you what you do here. Connect to the ODB adapter, and you can cut that if you want. Connect to the ODB power adapter. That of course will be connected into your dash cam, which in my case is already on the windscreen. And let's fit it to the car. Okay, so you're looking underneath your dash to find where your ODB connector might be. In my car, it's underneath the dash. You can see it just under there. So you the wire actually, in my car, will go just towards the kick panel here, just towards that kick panel. So when you plug it in, it should be pretty straightforward. And you can have those settings, 3, 24, so on. With this, we could attach it here. I'd probably want to have the cable way up here somewhere. So up here, I don't have a large car, it's a medium-sized car. It's considered medium size. So it'll be tricky is. I haven't worked out how I'll fit this really, because there's going to be a cable coming out of here. Could be this way. I could put it back here. I don't want my feet banging on it. Could also have it up here. If you really wanted, you could possibly place it up here. This, or perhaps like that would be better. The cable coming here. Probably like that actually. Alright. Probably like that. So it comes with this Velcro type or clip lock stuff. And really, that's the same. So it doesn't matter which one goes on which. They interlock anyway. So if you push it down, see how it's started to interlock? So one of these we're going to put on this unit and the other one onto the body of the car. Okay, so the switch is like in that position, holding it in that position, and the instructions is you put this Velcro type stuff on this side. And I'll put this on. I put the Velcro on off camera. How it should look once you're stuck on the clip lock. Now you just got to pick the location on the car. For demonstration purposes, I think I'm going to place it here. Just for demonstration. So I'll put another one here. The thing's black, I can't see shit. Okay, so I'm placing the unit here. About, yeah, just out of the weight of everything. Make sure it's all fits nicely. And then this, notice the power switch is facing up, just for me. And there we have it. I just need to tighten the cable up a bit to do it like this. Hold onto the cable and then push that in. Doesn't feel like it's interlocking, but it's in. So there you are. From another perspective, it's clearing my feet, no problem. And you can see it's clearing my feet. Doesn't get in the way at all. That's perfect. And getting out of the car. And you can see a big clock hoppers. So yeah, that's fitting the Viofo ODB2. For demonstration purposes, I'll plug in the A119 version 3. So you can see on this side here there's 2 ports. So we want the USB-A port plugged in. Then we'd normally run that up through the side panel here, which you can't see. Yeah, run it up through the side here, up along the window gap. We're not going to do that, we'll just demonstrate the camera. So we've got the camera here. There. We've got that now plugged in. The mini USB. Now I'm going to switch it on and watch here, it should go blue. And it should get a red light here as well. Just try to get it, there we go, there's the blue. So it's power on. Can't see the red really. Perhaps you can see the red. You can see the camera's working definitely, and of course that can be moved. That doesn't have to stay there. You could even rotate it this way, I think, with this locking system. Yeah. So if you must, you can have it rotated. So there's the Viofo dash camera running, no problem. Good little unit this. Okay. Let's try the mobile phone while we're at it. So this is still plugged in. I happen to have right here. Damn it. I have to do that test later. I have to go get a cable. Righto. What I'll do first is I'll plug in my new mobile phone, because it's supposed to be able to charge it. So we'll plug that in. I'm just got to find the phone. Okay. Plug that into there. And here we are. 80%. It's charging. Charging the phone. Great. Okay. Now, while it's doing that, can it run the dash cam? Saying it's time. Just see what my battery voltage is. My car battery voltage. 12.6, is it still? 12.4 volts. So it's not that. Why isn't that starting? Not normally how you'd run. There we are, it's coming good now. Alright. So it started. And the phone is still receiving a charge. So it's working well. And so I have the choice of turning it off when I get out of the car. I also have the choice of allowing it just to run the battery down to 2.8, which is my choice if I wanted. There is no other settings, I can't change that. And on the other end, it was the timer, so nothing to do with the voltage. Anyway, that's fitted now. Okay, moving on. Same procedure, but using the cable this time. You can put it on any way you like, this hook and loop stuff, it's really good. So you can put the cable, USB-C cable for the camera, for the later models of Viofo. I have the A329, which this will be plugging into for the testing. Excellent. Okay, that's enough. We're done now. That's the how to install the ODB2 Viofo connector. How well does it stay in the socket? There is nothing interlocking it. And place it in the socket, it's just sitting there by friction. And if this cable wriggles at all, it's going to work it out over time. I think that's a problem. It's going to be like the cigarette lighter adapter falling out. one of the good things though is that while it's wriggling out, it does come out, does have to come out a bit further than normal. It's hard to do this without blocking the. So it's wriggling out, but we've still got a blue light. And then we get to a point which is, I don't know, maybe 5 mil. So that's out. I'll just push it in a little. It's about there. Oh, light, okay, so a bit further in. There we go. But that's not seated. It needs there's some sort of interlock or some sort of friction device on it. Otherwise I think you're going to have a whole lot of problems. I thought this, where is it there? I thought this bridge was going to interlock, but it doesn't. On my car it just slides over it. There is a ridge, but it's got grooves in it actually.